Hi, welcome to Nanyang Education's Primary School Problem Sum series, where we go through upper primary problem sum techniques. In this video, we'll be covering the last part of our series, equal concept. This is the second video, percentage, and we'll go through the basic techniques for this topic. Under our problem sum technique playbook, we have 10 different techniques to go through, so feel free to look through the rest of our previous videos. So for this video, the lesson plan will be as such. First, we'll cover a basic question with a step-by-step guide. Next, we will have another basic question for you to attempt on your own. And lastly, to really test your understanding, we have an intermediate question for you to try on your own. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So now let's read our first question. Aryan had 48 apples. 50% of Aryan's apples is equals to 60% of Bernard's. So how many apples did Bernard have? So our first step will be to draw a model with both Aryan and Bernard's apples. We equate 50% of Aryan and 60% of Bernard. So let's draw our model. Let's draw one bar for Aryan first. And we know that Bernard should have 3 bars because that is his 60%. And we know that this is equal. Now Aryan has 2 parts because one would be 50%. And Bernard will have a total of 5 parts. So that will be our model drawn. Our step 2 will be to let one unit be 20% of Bernard. So we have our model here, and this will be 1 unit. Now with our model in place, we can find 1 unit. So Aryan, he has 48 apples, which is equals to 3 units times 2. And that is 6 units, according to our model. So 1 unit is equals to 48 divided by 6, which is 8. Now we can solve for how many apples Bernard have. That will be 5 units, which is 8 times 5, 40. So that's our answer. Bernard had 40 apples. Now let's do a recap. Our first step will be to draw a model for the 2 variables. Next, we compare the 2 models, ensure that the numerator are equal, and then we can define our 1 unit. Next, we find the value of 1 unit with the model as well as information from the question. And lastly, we can solve the question easily. Now that we have learned how to do the questions, let's attempt another one. 50% of the cats was equals to 25% of the dogs. If there were 30 cats, how many dogs were there? Feel free to pause the video and attempt the question. You can resume once you are ready. Alright, so our first step will be to draw a model. One part of the cats equals to one part of the dogs. So for the cats, that's 50% of it, and dogs is 25%. So our full model should be like this, where the cats will have 2 parts and the dogs will have 4 parts. So we let 50% of the cats be 1 unit. That way, we can easily tell that one of the parts of the dogs will also be 1 unit. There are 30 cats, which is 2 units. So we know that 1 unit is 30 divided by 2. That will give us 15. Then how many dogs were there? 4 units, as shown by our model. And that will be 15 times 4, 60. Hence, there were 60 dogs. So now let's attempt a slightly tougher question. 50% of Carl's jacket is equals to 40% of Drake's. Carl had 8 jackets, so how many more jackets did Drake have than Carl? Feel free to pause the video and attempt the question. You can resume once you're ready. Alright, so let's draw our model first. We have Carl having 2 units, while Drake having his model split to 5 parts. We know that 2 of Drake's part is equals to 1 of Carl's. So we let 1/5 of Drake be 1 unit. That way, 1 part of Carl would be 2 units. As our model states, that should be quite obvious. So how many units does Carl have? We take 2 units times 2, we get 4 units, which is equals to 8. So we can find out that 1 unit equals to 2. And as such, what's the difference? Which is actually just one of the bars. is actually just 1 unit, which is equals to 2. So that's our answer. Drake had 2 more jackets than Carl. Did you get it? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!